Hello, guys, and welcome back. I know that got cut off very suddenly, but I've been running a little bit late tonight. Phone's been going bonkers, and so I'll be about 10 minutes behind, but we've made it on time. I think we're about a minute late. I think we've made it on time. If there's anybody here, I might be talking to myself though. If there is anybody here, can you let me know how the stream is? Is it picture good? And can you hear me? The stream health was good, and at the moment I'm looking, it says excellent, and everything seems to be okay at the moment, which is nice. It is going to be a tough transfer window. We had an absolutely fabulous episode last time, which most of you guys will have missed, and all my regulars seem to miss the one that mattered. And we did win the title. We won 5 games in a trot, on the trot, at the end of the season. I mean, I couldn't have imagined. I mean, MK Dons were third, Harrogate were fourth, Colchester was sixth, and then Walsall and Forest Green in the bottom half of the table. But we beat them all. And our run has just continued. And what I have discovered, I think, is that defensively you're going to be poor if you are not capable of playing in a certain way. So we look at the tactic that we're playing. Like there are 2 tactics to this. Two ways of playing this. You can play a high press or a low block. Well, I've established that the low block doesn't work because they are simply not defensively good enough to play in a defensive way. And so attack has to be the order of the day. But they're also not good enough to counterpress. And so if they can't counterpress, they just end up running around like headless chickens, getting themselves out of position. And then the danger in this game, of course, in FM, is the transition phase. And when they're losing the ball, which we do quite often because we're not very good at retaining the ball, then teams are counter-attacking us and catching us on the break, and we're out of shape and we're all over the place. And with that in mind, we're not also very good at counter-attacking. And the reason that we're not very good at counter-attacking is that we do keep turning the ball over in transition. So if we're going to be turning the ball over in transition, then we are going to be out of position when we counterattack. So our fullbacks might be up the pitch. One of our midfielders or both midfielders will be gone, and we will have very little cover at the back if they pinch the ball and counterattack. And so the way that I've just figured out how to do this is not to do anything. It's to begin the game. No counter press, no counter. We're not good enough to do either. But I don't want to just like hold shape and regroup. It does now give me lots of options with what to do. And I can combine that with lines. At the moment, I think it's better we play with a standard line and not a high line, because it gives our defenders more time when they're receiving the ball. We can play with the trigger press. We can put that up. Or not at all, or we can move that down. It just depends on who we're playing. But again, we're not great at the trigger press, and probably better if we just do it slightly more often. And so it's that's how we pretty much got those results at the end of the season. And for the second half of the season, we were actually just tweaking it from nothing. And when second half syndrome does inevitably come, and it always does, and the opposition start playing better in the second half, then by having all these blanks, you have a lot to play with. If you're leading, you can, if you're being beaten at halftime, perhaps you can put everything on. If you are the better side, clearly, perhaps you can push the line up, put the counter press on, put more pressure on them. I'm very reluctant to use the counter attack because that seems to be the most dangerous one in terms of losing possession. So in terms of the transfer window, what I've got to do is get team players in who can pass the ball, because if we need to hold on to the ball and not be giving it away cheaply and allowing teams to counterattack. Team is very familiar with the way that we play. And so hopefully we'll be able to find players who can pass the ball. And that is one of the things that I have to look at when we're bringing players in. They need to be able to pass the ball. And if we can hold on to the ball, then hopefully we will do well. I don't know where players are going to come from. We have no money. We are currently overspending on the wage budget, and I only have £266,000 to play with. And in terms of the squad planner, I've just been going through that, and I don't know who that Ben Garrett is. I'm not interested. He's only signed as a last resort. I've got Aidan Stone. I don't think he's not a great goalkeeper, and then it's Slocum and Brooks. I could do with a goalkeeper, so just make notes of this. I could do with signing a goalkeeper. But whether or not I'm going to be able to bring in all these players, you can see I've got yellow dots here. I've only got one right back, and he's just a young 18-year-old. He's not very good, and so I definitely need two right backs, or one right back, and one who can play left or right, because at left back I still need another one. So I'm going to need one right back and one right back and left back, someone who can play on both sides. Even at left back we're not extremely good. Central defence, we're very poor now, and Chickson is a left back, he's not, and Rawlingson is 32 years old, he's not very good, and the only one we have now is Cameron, so I'm going to need centre backs, at least two. So I'm going to need two centre backs coming into the team. As we move forward, you'll see that we get better, but only just. I think we're going to be okay in terms of the DLP at the back, and midfield centre, I think we're probably going to be okay in terms of midfield centre. Midfield right, not too bad again, not urgent as it were. It's the defence that is urgent. And up top, probably not urgent up top. And I think, yeah, it's the defence that we have to solve the problems in defence first, and then see where we go from there. In terms of the first team, if we have a look at the is it this way? Yeah, if we do it this way, you can clearly see where the issues are. There are big issues. Up top, we seem to be fine. From here, we seem to be fine. But defensively, we've got to fix this. And if we don't fix it, we're going to be in real trouble. And so this is where we need to focus all across the defence. Goalkeeper through to fullbacks and centre-backs. If we can solve those problems, then hopefully the rest of the team is not that bad. In terms of a first team, at the moment it would be Stone in goal with nobody at right back. And then the two central defenders, at the moment, it's just really one in terms of, he doesn't need to be there. It's just really one. Cameron is the only one I would trust to play regularly at centre-back. And then at left-back, it would be Penny. It would be Penny on the left back. And then in terms of the midfield, probably Bowden at DLP is probably the best bet. And then I guess it could be Bostock at centre mid. Bostock or Crowley, it doesn't matter. And then we would have Nemain on the right wing. And then left wing would be Jody Jones, who has just signed a new contract. So that is good news. Although McGoldrick has no interest in signing another contract, so he has gone. I don't know quite who I put in there, took away there. But we need to add Langstaff in there. And yeah, so attacking mid then would be probably Crowley and McGoldrick up front. Hey Sadem, how are you doing? I'm just going through here what we actually are looking at in terms of the transfer window, and it isn't looking very good, mate. It's looking absolutely appalling in terms of what we have. Just dropped my pen, hold on. In terms of what we have going into next season, having just got promoted, I do need to just go and alter that. I need to add the Longstaff in there, and then hopefully it will actually show on here. Yeah, so we have, so I have a first team basically minus a left back and minus a minus a right back and minus a central defender. I can't even put a first team out. And it's going to be a long, hard struggle here. Oh, and I don't know, Sadem, are you playing FM24? What is the club vision for next season? Avoid relegation. It's going to be a tough old season, this. It's going to be an awful tough old season, this. And we'll go and tell them. I'd like to say I'm optimistic we're going to avoid relegation. Brilliant. That's just exactly what I wanted to hear. That was a treat that you've actually that's a target we can all get behind. Good job. Not going to make any promises. Club vision, objectives. I have nothing else to talk about. We're pretty much done. And I don't want to upset anybody, so we don't want to be. So the new season team report, as you can see, from here up, we're looking pretty good. From here down, we are looking pretty poor. And so that's where our focus. That's just exactly what they've given us. And if we look at the finances, I'm already over the wage budget. And I've got lots of players leaving, though. There's like players who just don't want to be at the club. And I've got given 266,000. In League One terms, that's 2 or 3 players, I guess. But I definitely have to focus on the defence, because with the problems in defence, and I don't know, how are you finding defending in FM24? I find it defending is, my goodness me, like it's so hard to get a clean sheet these days. But we have kind of worked out a system. I've got a system that seems to work, and it's working in this save, and it's working in the Japan save. I mean, we won the title last season by a country mile. And if we look at our form in the second half of the season, we just ripped it. And we did actually... Looking at this, we have 3 clean sheets in the last 5, and there's another clean sheet, another clean sheet. So we were keeping clean sheets, and there is a knack to that, which we've discovered. And I just don't want to go to those meetings. And we're going to go through and see what comes up in terms of the scouting. If we have a look at what is going on in the scouting... now knowing where we want to focus, I know we need a centre back. We desperately need a centre back, and we need a good centre back. But I'm looking here. So we have, like, he can play left back as well, which would be good. So we're looking, there are players available, and he would be available. He'll be like very cheap. Signing him would be very cheap. He's 22 years old. A lot of learning to do, but certainly better than what we have at the moment. Probably we are going to go back down again. Here's another one, but very expensive, given that we've only got 200 and something thousand. 170,000. We can't spend it all on one player. That's just a no-no. Robbie Cundy, he looks like he might be useful. He's 6'3". He's got strength. His mentals are very good. He is good in the air. He can mark and he can tackle at this level. He might not be a bad signing. He's injury prone though. In FM24, that's very dangerous. He's fairly slow. It's oh boy. It's going to be very difficult finding players. I'd like to bring in. He will not renew his loan. I haven't played him enough. He didn't play. Yeah, I've got. I don't have many scouts, which is also another problem, and so I do have Nick Shorey. He is currently looking for loans and free transfers. So it's going to be tough. I mean, that's why I thought it might be fun for everybody to do it together as we progress our way through, as we come across players, because the game will throw players at us. It's not going to let me go without any help here. But having only 2 scouts doesn't help. So Aiden Stone, yeah, that was probably a good idea. And no. Yes. I mean, in terms of the staff, we're not too bad at the moment, and I'm actually not taking charge of any of this. I've actually left this because obviously doing this live, I don't want to be spending time just talking to myself and looking for staff, and so there's a lot of stuff like training staff I've just left to the staff. And so in terms of the staff, he's done a pretty good job. We're not very good when it comes to physios. We could do with better physios. I might actually place an advert. Can't for physios. We need to do something about physios. We'll do that when contracts run out. Matt Palmer, he probably needs a new contract, Matt Palmer. He's been doing very well. I set him a target of setting 6.9 as an average, and he's doing 6.9. But at the moment, until players leave, I can't offer him a new contract because I don't have the money. So we need our players to leave so that we might have a little bit of wages left. So that's the state of play at the moment. We're just kind of like sitting here waiting to see what my scouts do and the kind of player that we can possibly afford. And it's not looking very good. Nunez, who is he? He might have to. He's a goalkeeper. Yeah, okay. Slightly better than Randall. Could become better than Aiden Stone. Tommy Kelly. How old is he? 16 years old. Hamilton. They're just way too young at the moment. There's nothing in terms of the youth. He's declining. There's really nothing available in terms of youth, and looking at the loans of one player who could develop, but he's very raw at the moment. He's an exciting 18-year-old. He may, at the end of the day, have to come into the first team squad. Once his loan is finished, he might have to. He's got 4-star potential. Let's see if we can get him there. I'm going to be forced to play players that I don't want to play, I think. But we'll see what happens. I was quite surprised that we won. That we actually won the won the league. Very, very surprised. In fact, if you had been here last time, then you'd have been quite surprised as well about how easy we overtook Stockport. Quite mad, really. Who is McGregor? So he's another 19-year-old. He's got 4-star potential. So these guys are not that bad. But as yet, they are not good enough. And the DLP's got passing of 10, vision of 10 as a centre mid. His tackling and marking are poor. He's just like, he's not got it yet. I wish we did have better players. It's interesting that in the Japanese league, in the other save, I've got 4 young players. 2 are 16 and 2 are 17 playing in the first team. I wish I had those kind of players here at Notts County, but I don't have them here. And it's another, he may have to come in and sit on the bench. At the moment, we'll have to put him in. We need bodies on the bench, because once we get to July and all these players start to leave, then we're going to be in trouble. And I think, rejected. They're going to be telling me no money is available. So we'll have to get them off on holiday, assess what we've got, which isn't much. I mean, actually focusing on the defence will be a good thing. We scored a lot of goals last season. Despite me whinging about Langstaff, we did score a lot of goals. Garrett. Now, interesting that I was told that he was a last resort, but now he's gone to be a practical signing. I don't know. We don't have to panic about goalkeepers yet. Offers for, who is Edwards? Notts County. Who is he? Oh, not something I really want to worry too much about. Matt Palmer, it's 53 days left before I need to offer him a new contract. So, but at the moment he's achieved his 6.9, and with the season over, that will stand. Performance analyst. We do need a performance analyst, don't we? For the first team. Let's get someone in who can analyze data. Oh, I don't want that nonsense. Do you know, they're expensive, aren't they? Performance analysts. They're very expensive. But let's hope that he can do the job. Riley wanted the job, but we found someone. Penny could leave the club on a release clause. I don't have money to offer him a contract at the moment. And at the moment, his contract is 25. His release clause is 205,000. If somebody buys him for 205,000, then that's fine. At the moment, I don't have the money to offer him a contract. Players will report back 24th of June. Dan Crowley is a transfer target. He's not a player I want to lose. And he's worth 1.4 to 2.1 million, though. That's a lot of money. And in terms of the first team, he's not essential. but I'd like him to stay. He's one of my better players. Can play at centre mid there. He's ideal for playing at centre mid here or attacking mid here. Especially as McGoldrick, who attacking mid has no interest in signing another contract, and that's because he got upset with the amount of goalkeepers, the quality and depth of goalkeepers. I had 4 goalkeepers in the squad, but he didn't like the fact that they weren't good enough for his give your young players a chance. Yeah, I mean, that's something I've definitely got to consider. So them young players are going to have to come in. There's no other way of doing this. And having done it at Hiroshima in Japan, I wonder if that's what FM wants you to do now, is to work with the young players. And there are a couple of them there who are 4-star potential. And perhaps that's what we're going to have to do. We shall see. Once we get to Diego Edwards. Who is he? Oh, that striker, isn't he? I don't really need to have a half-star striker on the wage bill at the moment. Yeah, we are cash-strapped, apparently. Jack Bonham as a goalkeeper. I can't even scout him. Oh boy. But he doesn't have much pace. He's going to be useless to me as a sweeper keeper. Aerial reach is good, but his passing is poor. His reflexes are quite good. Ah boy. 5.25 thousand. Probably could afford him. So let's pop him on the short list. But I don't want to panic yet. The game's just throwing things at me now to try and panic me. And we're not having that. We're not going to panic just at the end of May. We want to get now to at least the middle of June and have a look at where we're at. Half tempted to go on holiday. Nothing is going to happen here until at least the middle of June. Oh, commercial summary. That's not even going to be worth looking at. Although it wasn't bad. Everything is up. So in terms of our work, we've got the money up. It's up a lot of money, actually. Up 13%, up 15%. Yearly projection up 2%. So we've done all right. We've done our bit in terms of finances. I'm not allowed in my scouting budget of 72. So I guess that's what I'm stuck with. $72.57 for surrounding divisions. Let's see what they come up with. Oh boy, do we want to go through this? The new arrivals. See, Tipton wasn't that great. I left him out a lot, and the manager Gary O'Neill got very upset with me. But he just wasn't performing to what I wanted him to do. Matt Penny was the best of the bunch. Jamie Bowden, who I signed, didn't play very well either. Tom Pett was very poor, who I signed. The rest, it was terrible. But the results on the pitch are what counts. And at the end of the season, we just romped it. And in the FA Cup, we were beaten by Plymouth. We did all right in the FA Cup. Can't complain at getting to the third round. And then in the Carabao Cup, some very good results in the Carabao Cup. We beat Stoke, Barnsley, Oxford, and we were beaten on penalties by Plymouth. And these are all a division above us. Plymouth being 2 divisions above us, and only lost on penalties in the end. I thought we did very well in the Carabao Cup. And then again in the Bristol Street. Ooh, what is the Bristol Street Motors Trophy? Used to be the Papa John's, I think, and we were knocked out in the group phase. Stockport were at that time just too much for us to actually compete with. But at the end of the day, we came back and beat Stockport, and won the title. And biggest win, couple of 5-0s that we had. I think overall we did really well. Goal, what was this? Who was the goal of the month? Was by centre back Penny. I think we probably could see it. And this is the goal of the season. Oh, it wasn't bad either. It wasn't a bad free kick. I thought we scored better team goals than that. But it wasn't a bad free kick, that. Our reputation is the same. I have been asked by the club to try and improve the club's reputation. We haven't done so in the first season. And wasn't a bad goal. Hey, James, how you doing, mate? It was not a bad goal, that, from a free kick. And everything's in the green. Financially, we've done our bit. Everything's in the green. I don't suppose I can be asked to do more than that. As a football manager, I don't believe it's my job to worry about finances. I'm sure clubs have accountants looking after things like that's for the board to worry about. Sponsorship, broadcast revenue, corporate and hospitality. This is all board stuff. Competition prize money is my responsibility. And match day commercial is partly my responsibility. Those bottom two I have a part to play in, because if we're playing well, I would assume that we're going to be bringing more money in. If we're not playing well, then nobody's going to come and watch us. So I guess we've done our bit in terms of I'm looking at only 4 players, but 4 very good players. McGoldrick is, of course, leaving because he doesn't like my goalkeepers. And so we've only got 3 of them left. Matt Palmer wants a new contract, and at the moment I can't give him one because I don't have any money. It's looking very, very dodgy here. I'm wondering if I'm going to keep my job before the transfer window finishes. I might actually lose my job for not being able to put a team together. Players of the season, the main on the wing, good player of the season. And Aidan Stone, 24-year-old goalkeeper, interesting young player of the season. I brought in Jamie Bowden. He's one of mine, signing of the season, and of course the goal of the season. Langstaff, despite my complaints about him, he scored 37 goals last season, so he's done really well. And Namain got 18 assists. It was a good effort at the end of the day. Lots of records have been set. Tons of records have been set. And absolutely marvelous. I think we've done extremely well to have achieved what we did. And you missed that, James. You missed the last episode, which was Andy and I played through it. And that was it, those 5 games. And if you remember, we were 3 points behind Stockport at the end of this month, and we just tanked it. Stockport fell apart, and we just blew everybody away. And we eventually won the title by 7 points. Absolutely blew everyone away. It was a very, very good season, and we scored 113 goals in total. Yeah, I don't know what happened, James. I really don't know what happened. We scored 113 goals. We were the best in the league, and we were also the best in terms of conceding goals. But for me, 51 is too many. It's far too many. 51 conceded. But It's the best in the league. And so we've been left, tragically, we've been left with a transfer budget of 266,000 and committed spending, what does that say? It's 52,000 and we've only got 64 in the wage budget. And in terms of the squad, we've been through this. It looks horrible. It really looks horrible. Defensively, we are in an absolute mess. Right back, we don't have one. And Cisse is not going to be playing much at right back, so we don't have only two centre backs. Only one of them I trust. From here on, we don't look too bad. We have to take out McGoldrick, but still, even without McGoldrick, we don't look that bad from here on. I'd like a right winger, and I'd like someone who can play in midfield as well. I think up front we're okay, and I'd like a left wing. I'd like a lot of players, but I don't know where they're going to come from. It's going to be an interesting transfer window. But the good times. What's that? Goal machine. Your player was the top league goal scorer. Here he is. Langstaff scoops the goal scoring award. I always rated him. Never had any problem. Never had any problem with him. Thought he's an excellent player. Never complained about him at all throughout the season. Yeah, I mean, Penny is a good player, but Penny wants to leave. He's kind of like, what's that? The board are delighted you've achieved one of the objectives laid out in the club's vision. That's repair the club's financial damage. We done that, have we? Well, I'm very pleased about that then, although I'm not quite sure. Yeah, that's what we're just doing. I don't have any scouts. I've only got 3 scouts. And I've got Nick Shorey looking for frees and for loans. So we're just heading towards July, where we might think about what can we do on July the 1st. I'm actually just thinking of going on holiday for a month and just letting it roll over. So Matt Palmer, 45 days left, and he will need a new contract. And if I don't offer him a new contract, he's going to get a strop on. Okay. Other players leaving, but that's getting the wage budget down, and I'm not too unhappy about players going out. And yeah, let's just go to... If I go to the scouting page, at the moment there's nothing coming up in terms of freebies. There's a left back here, but he's not as good as Penny. It's a right back. I really need a right back. I've got to think first defence. And I can't afford to spend any money on them. Strikers. So there is a fullback who's up for free, 24 years old, can play either side. And that's where I'd want him to play, because he's not much of a centre-back looking at him. But could deputise as a centre-back. He's 6'2". I like having defenders who are centre-backs. Has 2 good feet. He's quite pacey. He can cross and dribble. I mean, he's the kind of player that you have to be looking at because he's free. At this level, and for the money that I've got, I can't afford to be not looking at players like that. So at the moment, we're not picking up anything in terms of good freebies. In terms of defenders, James Gibbons, he's a good one. I think he is definitely a good one. Looking at his mentals, they're not bad for League 2, League 1 level. Not brilliant, but not bad for League 1 level. Decisions aren't great, but the rest of his mentals his positioning is okay, and that's what you really need from your fullback to be able to just get himself in the right place. Can cross the ball. I'm not really worried because they're just going to be on support. He can mark, he can tackle, has a bit of pace about him. He is the kind of player that I want to bring in. Doesn't cost a great deal of money. I think I might make an inquiry about him. We'll just, we're keen on signing him. Won't require a transfer fee. It's fine. So I wasn't wanting to pay a transfer fee. Once a wage of between 1.5 and 1.8, that's fine. And he wants an occasional opportunity. I actually find that he becomes the main fullback because I don't have anyone else. But he would be a very good signing. Relishes big matches. Committed player, consistent. He's a good signing. Potential 3-star. I mean, what do you think, James? What do you think about him as a backup fullback? I got to start getting players in because if I look at my fullbacks here, I don't have any. Cisse is he's quite appalling, really. His mentals compared to the other boy. I think I've got to start spending money, and we're not going to spend any money. It looks like a good backup to me for League 1. He's not, but he's not the best fullback in the world, but I'm not going to be able to get the best. It's the hidden stuff that I like. The fact that he relishes big matches. He's very brave. He's committed. He's consistent. He's professional. It's these hidden ones that I actually like about him. So let's go and make an offer of 0. They've accepted that. Let's at least bring one player in and make me feel a little bit happier. Centre-backs, also an issue. I definitely need centre-backs. Oh, there's a good goalkeeper, isn't there? Good sweeper keeper. 1K. He's a good player. He'd be my first choice goalkeeper. For this level, I like him. I think he looks like a very, very good goalkeeper. Recent form hasn't been great, but has got the right attributes for me. He's not commanding in the air, but everything is evenly spaced. Communication, they're all 12, so that his handling is good, his kicking is good, passing is good, reflexes are good. His throwing is a bit odd. His positioning's very good. Brave, aggressive, anticipates well. He's strong. I think he looks very, very good, this keeper. 1,000 to 10,000. I think we can afford 10K. So let's bring in. Let's go for this. Let's see if we can. He isn't sure it's a good move, but I'll give him much of what's he after. And contractors can be held immediately. We will expect to be a star player. I don't have a problem with that. Once a wage of 5 to 7, that's not a problem. Minimum release clause of 325. I'll take that. Okay, that sounds good to me. Let's see if we can go on a 0. 13 oof, that's a bit pricey. When does his contract end? Very soon. Can I approach to sign him? Just go around the back door there. I know we have to improve the defenders. You don't have to tell me that. So let's just bring him in. If he wants 6k, let's just try and drop that a little. Agent fee, contract length. Can I bring that up a tad? No, he doesn't want that, does he? Let's just drop that down a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna have to... So we got him in. And this is the... Who was the other one? Did we offer the other one a contract? Notts County interested in this geezer. Oh, we've just bought a goalkeeper. Oh, that's the one. But there are others interested in him. So James Gibbons is the fullback now, yeah. Good backup. Occasional opportunity. And, okay, we'll do that. 1.5. Let's do 1.3. After league games, avoid relegation. Okay. He's not going to budge from 1.5, is he, so? Transfer story is leaked. Of course it is. Of course it's going to be leaked. No, I don't want to answer. So I think the goalkeeper's good. I think we found ourselves a goalkeeper. And I wonder if McGoldrick... If we sign this goalkeeper, will McGoldrick then change his mind and decide he doesn't want to leave? But I did tell him that I'd try and develop the youth goalkeepers, but I haven't got any. So, shouldn't have really told him that, but I was desperate. There's another goalkeeper here, is there? Let's keep an eye on him as well. So if we look at the transfers, there's 2 that are considering contracts, which is good. Nice to make a start. So how's your saves coming on, James? I think I've also, James, I've figured out how to solve the defensive problems. What I've done with the tactic, I mean, I don't know if you were here watching this, but we don't counter-press, counter-attack, and we don't counter-press anymore. And I've just decided that's because teams at this level are not capable of doing it. And what is happening, the reason they're not capable of doing it is because they're giving the ball away in transition. So, like, when we are going forward, our passing is so bad that we just give the ball away. And because we're pressing, we're out of shape. And then when we give the ball away too much, eventually they will take advantage of them. And the same with counter-attacking is that because we give the ball away in transition, if we go bombing up the pitch and then a midfielder goes and gives the ball away, or a central defender gives the ball away, then it's easy for them to counter-attack. So we don't do either of those things. And also, pressing, don't press so much anymore. We've also got a standard line because the players at the back are not good enough to control and distribute quickly, so we need to give them more time. And that works for some reason. So we kind of solved that issue, which is nice. I can't ignore these players, though, can I? There's lots of these. Dominic Ball. He looks like, and he can play right back as well. Can play in both of these positions. Marking and tackling is good. That's what I like about him. And that he would be a very good player to have in here. That would be the one midfielder that would strengthen everything. And then, yeah, I think Palmer can play further up. No, he can't. Crowley is the one who plays further up. So Crowley can play further up here. Or Crowley can play on the right wing. He's a very good right winger. So he'd be a very good player as well. Dominic Ball. He's great for League One. You know him, do you? Do you know this guy, James? I mean, he looks to me like a decent footballer. Passing and vision are not the greatest, but for him to be the centre mid, that's what I want from a centre mid at this level, is that he can tackle, he can mark. His mentals are excellent and his physicals are excellent for League One. I think we have to sign him. We can't make a contract offer yet. Who was he? Ball. Dominic Ball. Let's put him on the short list. But I want to get him in as soon as possible. Yeah, he would be an exceptional signing. So I can't actually ignore the rest of the team just because I'm looking for, like, this guy here is a centre back. Now I do need to bring in some early, and then I need to wait a little bit to bring in others. But these freebies looking quite good. He's not bad for 22 years old. Decent. Decisions is poor, but that will get better over time. I don't expect players at this level to have very good decisions. So there are good players that are going to become available very soon. Who is this geezer? 35,000. Onkonkwe. He's a goalkeeper. I don't need another goalkeeper. But 5-star potential is another one here. Centre back. 4-star potential. Freebie. Wanted by a lot of clubs. So his contract is about to expire. But there's other players in other positions. Shane Flynn, for example. 5'11", pretty decent in the air. There's plenty of players. He's got 4-star potential, value 0. We're gonna have to make some. I don't think we need to do anything immediately. We just need to, at some point, make some decisions about. We definitely need to bring in a centre back, if possible. Who is Remy Savage? He's that 22-year-old, isn't he? Yeah, I think for the scouts are certainly bringing in some players here, aren't they? And they haven't been at it very long. That guy I really like, but I can't afford to pay 80,000 on a fullback. I'd love to have him there. We'll have to see how it works out. But they certainly are finding some decent players. Dominic Ball, we've made an offer. Odi Mayo, he's just 2-star. He's not quite the ticket, but he's well liked. He's a goalkeeper. Plenty of good goalkeepers around. Who is this geezer? He's a midfielder who can play as a centre-back. No, we don't want that. We want an out-and-out centre-back. That's the one I just looked at, wasn't it? Del Friere. He's more of a midfielder than he is a centre-back. It might be that I might end up having to pay for centre-backs or get loans in. The game will help me out with my centre-back problem. I've no doubt. But definitely do need to bring in a centre-back. Need to get to July where things start hotting up. Tipton interested in an extension? No, didn't think he would be. Tom Pett, offer a contract. Brindley, offer a contract. Yup. Baldwin, I'd have to. Yeah, let's offer him a contract. Cedwyn Scott, yeah, we have to offer him a contract. So this is where everything is going to start costing. Berjami, he's still out for 3 months though, for Berjami. Good player, but he's still out for, and he's a centro defender. But he's going to be out for another 3 months. So can't rely on him. Toby, they're saying he's not good enough. Okay, let's set for release. Also offer a contract. No, we don't want to go there. No, I want the DOF to do that. I think I have to do that, do I? And this guy, the director of football. Can I get a better one? Probably. Shall I go for a different director of football? Why not? Let's not offer a contract. Set for release. There's going to be a lot of players leaving. He wants 1.6 as a fringe player. Oh. Important player? Got him in as a squad player. Yeah, there's the problem. 2.4. $2.1. Berjami. I think we definitely need to. He's an important player. to be considered. Yeah, I think he is an important player. At the moment, his current contract is important player. Oh, it doesn't say there, does it? But in terms of his contract, where am I going to find that? Where do I find how important they are? Oh, they do. Playing time. Berjami, he's already an important player. I think he should be an important player. Hey Andy, how are you doing, mate? No, we're not going to play you as a defensive midfielder. You're going to play as a centre back. Alright, let's go with that. We're happy with that. I mean, he's not going to play until Christmas, so he's getting a good contract. He's not going to be playing till Christmas. So we're just renewing some contracts here, Andy, but we do have big problems. And defensively, we're going to have huge problems. But we've started to bring in a couple of players. And thanks to James, who spotted one or two. In defence, we're going to hopefully bring in this goalkeeper, who will be pretty good as a goalkeeper. I like him. Probably going to play him as a sweeper keeper, so that I can play a high line. So yeah, he'll be pretty good as a goalkeeper. And then we brought in like a squad player as a fullback, because I'm a bit short of fullbacks. So we brought in a backup. He's just going to be like a fringe player, and that's what we've got at the moment. I thought we'd made an offer for that Ball character. Didn't we make? Oh no, we can't make an offer for him at the moment, can we? We're looking at Dominic Ball, who is probably going to play as a centre mid. Extremely good mentals, but we can't make an offer for him yet. Contract runs out in June. We can approach to sign him now. So, oh well, that's good news. That's happened. So we'll approach him. Let's bring that down a little bit if we can. %35% of three. I think that's a reasonable figure that he's asking for, but I think we could probably reduce that. Sell on percentage fee 15. Let's just suggest. Blimey. And okay, let's go with that. He still wants 6. Let's go with that. So he is a good player, and thanks to James. Thanks to James for spotting him. Hopefully, he will do a good job for us too. So there's 3 that we've come up with at the moment. The reason why I wanted to focus on defence is because if you look at the squad, the defence is all over the place. From here on, we're not too bad. Need a right winger. Probably need a left winger. So somebody who could play both of those would be good. But from there upwards, we're not bad. But in defence, it's an absolute shambles. Absolute shambles. So that's the reason why we've been targeting fullback, goalkeeper. We've now brought in the midfielder, which allows Crowley to come up and play here, because McGoldrick will be leaving. I want to do both, Andy. At the moment, no loans. I can't see any loans. I've got my eye on one possibility for a loan, but I can't do them yet, of course. To go to the short list. Who was the boy I was looking at in terms of a loan? Where is he? I need to actually separate these out, don't I? Where is he? Ah, Negru. So he is a very, very good player. Centro defender. He's 2.8 million, his value, to 5.6 million. 21 years old. He's contracted to Moldova. And I want to... well, obviously, nothing is set yet in terms of a loan. And at the maybe we can go to look to loan him at the moment. Require a playing wage of 100%. I think we could afford to do that. So if I offer them, my board is saying no to allow Negru. Let's just, yeah, the board is saying no. So we'll have to come back on that one. So Negru, I think it would be a very, very good loan. But at the moment, as you can see, we don't have any money. Because even loans are going to cost us, and I don't have any money at all. I'm not quite sure why the board... because I'm 7,000 over. But I am going to have a lot of players leaving very soon. So, looks like we have one guy coming in. This Lisgang, the goalkeeper, is on his way in if we can get a work permit. And James Gibbons, the fullback, has accepted our offer. He's going to join the club. So we've got one in. We at least have a fullback on the right-hand side. And if we go now to the squad planner, Gibbons has now made his appearance there. I'd still like to have one who can play either side. Chickson is not very good. Gibbons, can he play on the left? Yes, he can. So maybe even just another right back. A good right back would be ideal. And then we've got enough cover at full back. And I need 2 centre backs. Desperate for 2 centre backs. I can actually, I can go to the squad planner. And I can go to the goalkeepers. And I can add from the short list Lisgang, who will be coming in, and then that should... He's not showing yet. Maybe he's not showing because I'm on... That's weird. But he should be showing Lisgang, but he's not. But not to worry. Well, at least we know he's coming in. I do have a funny feeling that we're going to lose players. And a couple of players. We have got one player who's could be on his way out. I can't remember who it is. Who has a value of 2.1 million. That would be nice. If we get that in, then I'd let him go. That would be actually quite nice. So Brindley has signed a new contract. These players, though, are not brilliant. We have 31 days left to offer him a new contract. 30th of June. So Osu has signed a new contract. He's a young player. We might have to, as somebody suggested earlier, Sadem, that we might just have to look at young players. Berjami has signed a new contract. So this is all good. Kedwin Scott. We still just need to focus on defence at the moment, and then whatever's left, whatever else we can do in terms of improvement. Who is this? Attacking mid. Could be as good as who? McGoldrick. 16 years old. It's too young yet. Way too young. Restricted transfer window opens. That's your loans transfer window, isn't it? Request a set piece coach. Well, we didn't have a set piece coach for the whole of last season. That was the youth. Do you remember, James? The youth intake was absolutely dreadful. If you remember, let's have a look at where am I going to find that, Andy? It's affiliates. Not really. We are. I suppose we could look for an affiliate club. Look for a senior affiliate. That makes a lot of sense. We'll make... Oh, so they have actually gone with that. They will allow a senior affiliate club. So hopefully the search is going to begin. Work permit was declined. That's not good, is it? What's the chances? It doesn't show you what the chance is. You may choose if you believe he is of a high enough standard. Is he of a high enough standard? Probably not. I think we just need to... can't appeal, can we? Shall we appeal? Because we can always cancel the transfer, can't we? So let's just appeal. And the search for a senior affiliate has happened. We've got a set-piece coach hopefully coming in. Things are looking up here. Oh, we didn't get Dominic Ball. He's gone and signed for Dundee. Agree to a set-piece coach. So let's go and look for a set-piece coach. We're going to get as good a set-piece coach as we can. Set pieces. Not available. Let's drop this down. Ah, we've got something. Kai Ford. Rab Smith is a set-piece coach. 13. I think that's pretty good. 13 at this level. And take that down to 20. And then go with that. Yeah, that's good. So hopefully that's a set-piece coach. Worse than a goldfish. That's normally something I would say, James. My memory is so bad. Really, really bad. So everything in the garden looks good at the moment. We probably are going to look pretty poor in terms of staff, but I don't deal with that. That's up to my what's the technical director. Start of the transfer window. We have 2 who can have work permits. I'm just hoping that goalkeeper's allowed. I don't want to talk to the press. Where's Harding? Fullback. Outside the scouting. But probably better than than the right back that we already have. And his contract details 25. Transfer value. Oh my lord. 350,000. We only have 266. So that's something we're going to put on hold. He might even actually be up for loan. So we look at the loan. Would require 6,000. Expensive. We're not going to be able to bring him in. What does Dom Jeffries like? Who's Dom Jeffries, Andy? Who is Dom Jeffries? Dom Jeffries? Gillingham. Can play all over the place. Let's scout him. Well, you know of this guy, Dom Jeffries, Andy, do you? Crowley would be good to sell. Crowley is probably one of my best players, James. He can play as the centre mid and the attacking mid. And McGoldrick is looking like he's going to be out on his way out. 1,200,000 for Crowley. If McGoldrick leaves, take Crowley out, then I take out one of my midfielders and I take out one of my attacking mid. If McGoldrick leaves, which I think he might, then I have nobody in attacking mid. We'll have a look at players who can play in those roles, of how much they might cost. He's free, but 23 years old. He's not great. He's nowhere near as good as McEachran. Can play in both of those positions. So compare him with Crowley. McEachran is not as good. As you can see, McEachran is not as good as Crowley. And he's going to be about the same kind of price. He's going to be cheaper than again, trying to find them. Yeah, the money would be great, but blimey. You're doing that, Andy, are you? Lee O'Connor at Tranmere. This is going into the realms of cheating, really, isn't it? He is a guy. Jordan Gibson at Carlisle can play in these roles. Can also play on the wing. Crowley is also a winger. So Crowley is like... So he's 5-star potential. Quality signing. Can play in a variety of roles. Compare him with Crowley. He's going to be... Yeah, Crowley is a much, much better player. So Crowley is not someone who's... Yeah, that's a good point, Andy. James is tactical coach. I'm head scout. The money, I agree with you, James. The money would be great. 1.2 million, but I'm only going to get 825,000 up front. But it would give me $1 million to spend. He wants to go to Port. He does want to go to Portsmouth. And I'm guessing that Portsmouth are League One, so they're in the same league as us. And I'm actually just giving away my best player to a team in the same league as us. Oh boy, what a decision! I wonder if I can get more money for him. So Dan Crowley, he has a transfer value of 2.2 million. I'm going to reject it. I'm going to ramp this up to $1.8 million. They've gone and accepted it. You are having a laugh. I've got 1.8 million for Crowley. I should have left it at the 2.2, shouldn't I? Well, I got to take this, haven't I? 1.8 million. So we're going to get 2.2 million for him. We got a very powerful centre back here. And we do have a bit of money now. This might not work out so bad. Well, he's sold now. James is like, he's a done deal. Crowley is a done deal. 2.5 million eventually. I mean, I've got to be happy with that. I get 1.8 million up front, which will take us up to 2 million. And I've got to be quite happy with that kind of money. Che Dunkley, he would also be a good signing. I'm just going to save up these centre-backs and make a decision later. What are your thoughts on Dan Crowley being linked with Portsmouth? He's gone already, mate. You're supposed to be in the news. He's gone. They could do with strengthening in all positions. We do have a set-piece coach now, which is good. Do I have to do the... at some point, I guess I'm going to have to do the set-piece setup, aren't I, with him? Or is he going to take care of it himself? Okay, done. He can just take care of that himself. Oh, this is getting quite interesting now. Oh, I hate selling best players. You think it's a great bit of business? I really hate selling top players. Try to hold up. Maybe that's where I fail in the transfer window. Is I try to hold on to players rather than just taking the money. Jordan Williams of Barnsley. full back in the main, isn't he? Good full back, yeah. Let's scout him. Add him to the short list. And we can't afford to buy him, but might be able to get him in on loan. Good player. My head of scouting, Andy's doing a good job. And youth setups for good loanies. Crowley has gone and joined Portsmouth. 190 will be added. Huh? We're only going to get 190,000 from that 1.8 million. Oh no, I've made a really big error here, haven't I? Absolutely big error. That is insane. We're getting 100 and... That's not fair. That is so not fair. Oh, because it says only 10% of the transfer budget is available. I didn't see that. I've made a really big error there, haven't I? Now I've got really serious problems. Rawlingson. He's 32 years old. Yeah, I think I've got to accept that as well. But I'm only going to get 3,000. I'm going to take this team into... What's this? What is it? Can I allocate this? An ESC. I don't know what that is. Oh, an ESC place means that we can now sign him. Okay. Whatever. And we still have one ESC place available. Whatever that is. But now I've got really big problems. I've got mega headache problems. Selling Crowley, I've gone and done something really silly. I've weakened the midfield totally. And we didn't bring Ball in. St. Pat's. Oh, I really didn't want to sell Crowley. Oh my God. I thought when I got 1.8 million for him, I thought I've got to sell him. But that's my error not looking at this. I need to tell the board I need more money. This is just not, they're not going to give it to me because I'm over the wage budget. Increased percentage of the transfer revenue. You've got to do it because otherwise I'm in real trouble. And Rawlingson has gone as well. So I need 3 centre-backs now. Let's go at the squad planner now. Brindley is not a centre-back. Cameron, Baldwin, Berjami. Gibbons, Brindley. Really, really struggling. And now I've got to... I need one more central defender. I might have to forget the fullback. And now I have to focus on midfield. Getting that back up to scratch. Oh my goodness me. Oh my goodness me. I thought I was laughing. I thought I was going to get 1.8 million. I thought, we are laughing. We're going to have the best transfer window ever. We are going to be awesome, but that is dreadful news. We now have 400,000. Let's have a look at, not this, scouting. What can I do in terms of midfield? He's a goalkeeper, isn't he? When did I look at him? Oh boy, 6'1". He'd be decent but he's not very good in the air. He's no good if he's no good in the air. You need boys who are good in the air. At this level, Delafrey. He's pretty decent in the air. He's not very strong though. That's his problem. As a central defender, he's not the ticket. Too expensive. Oh, what a mess. What a mess. So yeah, it's too late now. With only 25% anyway. I have to be careful of that now. I don't need a striker. I can't afford a striker. Dan Moss from Woking. 55,000. Fullback. Wes Harding. 300,000. It's way too much money. Way too much. Yeah, well, I predicted. Let's go to St. Patrick's. Is it Ireland? I'm not sure I don't think I have Ireland loaded up. So we'll have to do it the other way to see if he comes out. Who are we looking for at St. Patrick's? I predicted a poor transfer window, but then it started to look pretty good. And suddenly it's starting to look really awful again. And this team is not good enough to actually survive in the... It's nowhere near good enough to survive in the League One. Charlie Lakin, again, too expensive. Oh, no, cheapish. We'll scout him. Decent passing and vision, not brilliant, but we'll scout him. He can play in these roles. He's not going to be as good as Crowley, but beggars can't be choosers now. But at least I've solved the club's financial problems, bringing in 2.5 million for Crowley. Oh boy, I'm so regretting that. I've really got to hope that McGoldrick stays now. I've got to offer him and... So if I look at goalkeepers... Why is my goalkeeper? Where is this goalkeeper? I thought he had signed for me. 30th of June. Got to get to the end of June. Another week. I have to arrange some friendlies as well, don't I? The squad are coming back. So they're back on the 24th. So let's have a friendly on Saturday. Let's... somebody smaller, because obviously we don't want to lose. We'll go very small. Who do we want to play against? Swallow Nest. That's an interesting name. Oh, I don't think it really matters, does it? We just want to play against... Yeah, let's play against Swallow Nest. I like the name. And then we'll go and arrange a couple more. And we'll go smaller, Dagenham and Redbridge. Man United. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I think we might actually go even a foreign team here. Ferencvaros, second 11. Why not? Let's take on some big boys. And then we'll have another one here. We'll do 3 for the moment. Matt looks Tamworth. Oh, I thought that said Woking. That would be interesting. But let's go Tamworth. So let's get a couple of friendlies arranged. Oi, Man United. Oi, James. Hi, Max. How you doing? Charlton would definitely give us a good challenge. We'd be nowhere near to being able to beat Charlton with this team. A challenge is okay, but not right early in the season. Maybe we'll put a couple of challenges in next. I need to get more players in first. Who's this? Mansfield manager. Not interested. So we do have a friendly coming up at the end of next week. New intermediary suggestion. Defensive midfielder. It's probably not what I'm looking for. He is a DLP, but is he good enough? Terrific signing for the future. 325,000. You're having a laugh. I don't even have that kind of money. I would have had that kind of money had the board not been so stingy. I should have checked that. I just did not check that. Sign him if you can. Good player. Yeah, Man United beat Chelsea. I'll have you know, guys. Man United beat Chelsea last night. I don't know how, but they did. Don't offer him a contract, okay? Richard Montague, offer him a contract. Okay. Let's go with that. He's happy. Training schedules. I'll leave that to Boyo as usual. Yeah, I mean, any of these boys that are likely to Montague. The board would like to discuss. Oh, God. Expanding the wage budgets. Yeah, why not? Nice one. Be better if you actually upped the money that I've got available. So I think we're going to have real problems here. Breakthrough prospect. Mhavo. Might have to become a first team player as a breakthrough prospect. He's got 4-star potential. Let's pop him into the senior squad. And breakthrough prospect Brooks. He's a goalkeeper. Pop him into the senior squad, and that one will fool McGoldrick into thinking we're improving. Future prospect, a bit young. Charlie Gill. Oh, he looks not bad. Decent young prospect, but he's not ready for first team football yet. No, none of those. Code of conduct as was. Don't need to do anything with that. Don't want any more goalkeepers. Oh boy, this is going to be really tough. But let's get to the end of June and see what happens here. Wrexham have offered a friendly. Wrexham would be a nice friendly. Go, blimey, friendlies are coming in. Got to take them because it's all about money. McGoldrick. When's his contract run out? 25. Oh, he's going to be fine then, is he, McGoldrick? He doesn't want to. He's not thinking he wants transfer listing. He just doesn't want to renew his contract. Oh, so McGoldrick will be fine. So if we go to the squad planner, McGoldrick can be in there, and also we can put McGoldrick in there. So we have 2 attacking mids. Still not enough, but Cian Bargery at Cork City. Where are you getting these from, Andy? Cian Bargery. Bargery. Cian Bargery. Cork City. Left winger. Very expensive. Is he available for loan? Reluctant to let him leave on loan. Cian Bargery. Found him on the back of a crisp packet. Oh boy. Oh boy. Lone players set to return. This Mahovo. I think he's got to go into the first team, hasn't he? He's a 4-star potential. Cisse is the centre mid. He's not very good. He's not good enough. Nowhere near good enough. And Charlie Gill is not good enough yet. Technically a good player. Good dribbling. Good first touch. Has a long shot. Good passing. But everywhere else he just falls down. He's not good enough yet. Not strong enough. Not mentally strong enough. Yeah. Current surplus. We have a surplus, which is good. Matt Palmer is unhappy. Why is he unhappy? Because he wants a contract. He's got to have a contract. I can't get rid of him as well. 5 to 6k. Central midfielder, yeah, that's where he's best used anyway. Let's offer him a contract then. Take out all promises, stupid promises like that. You're having a laugh. The board won't let me sign him now. Oh, this is ridiculous. Oh, still not enough, is it? Still not enough. Take it all away. Still not enough. And I can't sign. Oh, and I can't cancel this now. Oh my god. It's going from bad to worse. It's going from bad to worse. I can't sign Matt Palmer now. At least McGoldrick is staying, but Palmer's on the way out. I can't do anything about that. There's nothing I can do. I have to respond. I have to walk away then. There's nothing I can do. It's Leicester or Man United. Oh, which one do we want, boys? Leicester or Man United? Man United probably have a lot more players, don't they? The board will consider Man United. We are in big trouble here. I've got absolutely no money left now. Absolutely zero money. I'm in huge trouble. Massive trouble. I've cocked this up so bad. Oh my god, this is like who's James Gibbons? Oh, he's the well, if I'm not going to get sacked here because I can't put anybody else into this team, the board are just going to have to come to me and say, we're going to offer you more money, but they're not going to do that, are they? I'm going to get sacked here for failing in the transfer window. There's absolutely nothing I can do now. Zero money, and we're over the wage budget. We just go with what we've got them. That's it. We go with no centre backs. That's interesting. I guess I'll have to sell Palmer as well now because he's unhappy. And that might bring some money in. Wants a new deal. I haven't got any money, you idiot. So I'm going to put him on the transfer list. And we'll try 750k. But it's silly because we don't get any of that money back. But I can't have him unhappy because he wants a new contract. We'll just decimate the squad and then get sacked. And then somebody else will have to come in. They'll have to provide somebody else with money then. So Palmer is not going to be happy. So he's not going to play very well, is he? I'll have to play all these youngsters. Oh, look forward to a season where we are going to get absolutely hammered. Game after game after game. Why does he want Kedwin Scott up there? This is a mess, isn't it? It's a complete mess. Brooks should be replaced by Slocum. And then fullbacks. I don't think I'm going to have money, to be fair, Max. I think I've screwed up big time. First by selling Crowley, that caused all the problems. And I've got to get rid of half this squad. I'm just going to have to sell half of these players. Because I can't see the wood for the trees here. He's supposed to be on his way out. So yeah, I don't have anybody who's a right back, do I? Yeah, there's the... Brooks is not good enough. He's just like, oh, this is a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare. Okay, let's just go and play this game. Oh boy, how it feels to mess up the transfer window. I don't know if there's anything that can be done now. Just got to go through that whole squad list and sell as many players as we can. Give me a selection headache. I've still got 11 players who can play in the first team, so, and probably 6 who can play on the bench. This is an absolute nightmare. So I can't even bring in players for free because I don't have any wages. It's done. Transfer window is done. Unless I can sell half that squad, transfer window is done. There's Langstaff. There's me boy. This is like unbelievable. Okay, mate, James. Yeah, I think probably after this game, that'll be that for today. And then I'll just go off camera. I'm going to try and sell as many of those players as I possibly can. It's the only thing that I can do. Put them all on the transfer list, go through them, and transfer list half a dozen, 12, 15, I don't know how many yet. I've got to get some wages. Good night, James. Cheers, mate. And it's a shame Crowley didn't work out. But we'll get there. I don't know how, but we'll get there. After fixing their financial problems, the board just like dropped me in it. They just like don't give me any money. What is the point of fixing the problems for them? Oh, that must be a penalty. Oh, what do you reckon, Andy? What can I do here? There's nothing I can do, is there? Except sell players. And I've got to do it quick before all the freebies are gone. I've really messed up by messing about with the budgets and moving the wage budget. I can't see I'll be in a job because they're not going to perform very well. So I guess I'll be out of a job very soon because I've only got 2 central defenders. They're going to be playing 46 games and all the cup games. Just can't be done. And that's without injuries. Oh boy. Oh boy. Not even this is cheering me up, seeing all these goals. So I think what I will do, anybody who's not in that table of players in the squad planner, I'll just put them up for sale. Anybody who's not in there can go up for sale. Got to free up some wages. I wish all the teams in League One were as bad as this, but they're not going to be. Oh boy. Maybe I should just quit my job, resign, and go and look for another team now. Having messed up that badly, just resign and go and look for another team. It all began with Crowley. I didn't see the 10%. I would never have just like accepted Crowley going out, and everything would have been fine then. I wouldn't have been panicking. Well, I don't know what I did with the wage budget, but I can't have that wage budget stuff hanging over my head, or the board will just go ahead and start selling players that I don't want to be sold. So the way they're playing is definitely not going to be good enough for League One. Definitely not. So the passing again is really poor. I've got to get players in who can pass. Is this key highlights? It certainly is. Let's keep going. They should stay fit actually, because they're not doing any pressing. Just running. Hopeless. Hopeless. Passing is chronic. Shape is good, just the passing is chronic. It's a big pitch again, isn't it? A very big pitch. So I think we've got to be pushing right up. Let's get those lines right up. That's our home pitch, which is quite long, isn't it? It's our passing, because like our pitch seems really big and the ball isn't quite making it. So maybe I've also got to go narrow to help them out a bit. Let's go narrow. Just help them out with their passing. I've got to have them passing it slow because they're not very good passing. Speed it up and it'll be all over the place. So we need a slow tempo. But I think that means we have to narrow the pitch as well as decrease the length of the pitch to help them out. Oh, that was nice with Langstaff there. I think that's his hat trick, isn't it? Might be time, 10 minutes before we make some changes. Like the whole team. Only Baldwin isn't playing very well. Oh. No, he's still on a 6.9. He's not quite made it to 7. That was a really good goal, Andy. It was like a really good chip. I was actually I can't remember who it was. I was watching one of the it was Bust the Net the other day, and he's playing at Gloucester in his save. He was actually talking about how when you're watching this in lower leagues, they don't actually play that well in lower league football, and he's quite right. There's no way that Notts County would be scoring goals like that. But unfortunately, the game isn't sophisticated enough to actually have these players playing at their level. The highlights are the same that you'd get as if they were playing in the Premier League, unfortunately. But with more mistakes at this level, that's all. It's the only difference. Because some of the things that they do, they would not be able to do. Not at this level. It would be Premier League stuff. Well, we're actually outscoring our XG. We're overperforming in this game, which is good news for a change. Oh, and McGoldrick's gone and got one there. I think it's time to change this team now. Maybe another couple of minutes, and then these boys can have a rest. Although they're still fairly fit, which is good. It's because we're not pressing or counter-attacking. There we go. Let's go and make some changes now. This could take a while. Brooks can come in on goal. Osu can... No. We got Brindley. And then, who's the other? Chickson is the other. And I don't have any centre-backs who can come on. It's unfortunate. Bajami, what's he doing on the bench? Oh, he's coming back to training in 2 days. So we'll put Bajami on, pyjamas. I don't have another centre-back, do I? That's why I desperately needed to focus on the defence, and I now don't have any money or anything to get in a centre-back. So I'm screwed. Cameron will have to carry on. And then Bostock can come on for Bowden. Tom Pett for Palmer. Austin for Nemain. Kedwin Scott for Jones. Who's this geezer? Should we give him a run out? Give him a run out as a striker. Probably not. We've got Marias on the bench. Who can come on up top? Want him as a pressing forward, and that's it. McGoldrick. We could put Murray in for McGoldrick, and then we will bring this boy on. Randall, actually, probably a better player to play than Austin. Right, let's go with that then. This is a poor team. I've got a first team. But I don't have anybody on the bench. And I'm desperately short of a centre-back. I'm now having to play somebody who's not really fit, just to rest one of the two centre-backs that I've got. This is a nightmare. I don't know what to do. Although this team looks like they're passing the ball around better than the first team. That was a nice little passing exchange. Just like, and they're nowhere near as good, this team. This is the limitations of the game engine. Cameron is struggling and Bajami is struggling. I just don't have any subs, sorry. Blame the board. Actually, it's my fault because I screwed up on the money side of things, haven't I? Really screwed it up. I have to sit here for an hour tonight and figure out who to sell. That was an own goal, was it? That didn't look like an own goal to me. It looked like Randall hammered that in. Nah, that's not an own goal. That should go down for Randall. Take a wage cut as a manager. They won't put it, though, onto my wage budget, will they? I'm still in the red on the wage budget and £0 in the... So even if there's a good player up for free, or loans are not an option because they're always going to cost something. So we've got no options at all. This is the team I go with. There's absolutely zero options unless I can find some money. Unless I can find some money from somewhere. So Lis Gang is at least coming in, the goalkeeper. I'm going to need a good goalkeeper. So I don't know what else to do. So we'll have to have a look at this. So from here, so who's Brad McGregor for a start? He's not worth anything and he's not earning any money. So it's not going to help selling him. So anybody outside these boxes has to go. You know, there's nothing else I can do. Anybody outside of those boxes has to go. Like, who is he? He's got no value, and he's not using up any money. It's pointless. None of these players, they should just all be in a different squad. Chickson, I can't get rid of him because I'll only have one left back. McGoldrick, I definitely can't afford to get rid of him now. Brindley, no. Jody Jones, nope, can't afford to get rid of him. Rowling is already transfer listed, isn't he? No, his transfer is about, his contract is going to expire the end of the month. There's a couple of them with contracts expiring. Which should be today. And that might mean that the finances are back in order, but still no money in the bank to spend. So today there should be 10 players have been released. Rowling, Pittsfair and Charlie Gill, but they're not going to make any difference. I can't offer contracts. Nothing I can do in terms of that. Just delay. Can't offer any contracts. But we're still above. Even though those players have left, we are still above the wage budget. And there's no one to sell. There's no one I can sell. I really have no idea what to do here, Andy. Absolutely no idea. I know the club have got plenty of cash now because of the Crowley deal. Look, they've got 5 million in the bank now, thanks to my stupidity at selling Crowley. They're doing okay, but I'm absolutely in a nightmare scenario. I've upset players because I can't offer a contract. Who was it got upset? Matt Palmer. I couldn't give him a new contract. He's going to leave. Go on holiday for the season. Yeah, that's what I'd like to do. I've got Baldwin who wants to leave, but he's like, he's only one of two centre backs that if he leaves, I've only got Berjami, who's like been out for 11 months with his injury and is just coming back, and Cameron. So I can't afford for Baldwin to go. And then Chickson wants to leave. It's bonkers. If I go to promises, Chickson at the agreed price. I can't remember what the agreed price is. 60k. It's not going to help. It's not going to help me. It's bringing in 60k, 25, 50. I'll only get 15k. So I'll just like make the squad worse. I'll only have 2 fullbacks on that side. I'll just make the squad worse and have no money to play with. Just as bonkers. It's really nuts. I cannot sell anyone while I'm only getting 25% of the sale value. Can't sell anyone. Because I cannot replace anybody, which is madness. Unless what I've got to do is just go with the first team. Go with the first team. That is it, isn't it? It's like I've got 6 players in midfield. No, 4 players in midfield. And one of those has to cover on the wing. So I've got 3 players to cover midfield. We've got an absolute nightmare going on here. If I have an injury, I'm screwed. Any injury anywhere on the pitch, and I'm screwed. Which is interesting because the game knows that as well. So you haven't seen any injuries yet, have we? How interesting is that? The game knows that any injury anywhere on the pitch and I'm absolutely screwed. Well, the goalkeeper's come in. He's going to have to be a world beater. So at least now, he's still not registering, is he? Is he not registering? He's there now. He should be showing. Ah, there he is now. So I got a 4-star goalkeeper at least. So that means I can probably sell a goalkeeper. But then I'll get unhappy players then. Because we don't have enough goalkeepers. This is bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. Okay, Andy, I don't think we're going to get anywhere at the moment. So, going to call it a night. And Max, thanks for coming along, mate. Thanks for the ideas. I have no idea what I'm going to do. What I know is I've got to clear this out. And get this down to about 25. I think half of these have been moved in here by the assistant manager. Anybody who's then not going to fit in the 24 or 25 will have to be sold somehow. And whatever money comes in is what comes in. But that's the team we are going with. And that's what I'm going to do tonight now, is just go through this and find out who has to stay and who has to go. So thanks for coming, guys. And we'll see you on Sunday. And hopefully I'm going to be able to keep my job here. After last season's success, this season is looking like it's going to be horrible. It's going to be really horrible. Prepare yourselves for a very, very tough season. Thanks for coming, guys, and have a good night. I'm going to go make something to eat and a cup of tea and sit here and ponder this problem now. And I'll see you on Sunday. Have a great night. Cheers, guys. Good night.